All right, just wanted to walk through something today. I was recently at a site doing some work, and I was actually using DroneDeploy, which is not something that I actually subscribe to or pay for, but I was able to work with an independent or third party to be able to utilize it on my drone, which is great. So it's happened once before, second time kind of going through this, but I wanted to do kind of a comparison between some of the DJI Terra and their suite of workflow, I guess now, compared to DroneDeploy, which is like the industry standard for workflow, which is great, and I see why it's so popular and why people use it, and how it's really great at problem solving through projects, right? And being very transparent with the customer in the way you're able to do it, which is pretty impressive. But DJI, in the last few years, I mean, I think they realize people are using their drones because they're the best, but they're not using their suite as much as they want them to, right? And they've kind of expanded their product line a little bit over the years now to be able to incorporate some different things. So I'm going to walk through two things, I guess. Just kind of a comparison of the processing between Terra software, their new reality freeware viewer that they have, compared to a little bit of what I got from DroneDeploy. And then I want to walk through a little bit more into this new DJI software. I think they released in April of this year, 2026. Of this DJI Reality viewer, which is, I can kind of tell DJI is starting to realize that they may have the corner or a market corner on drones, but the rest of the workflow and the actual day-to-day operations, they have some room to grow, and they're starting to grow. It's going to be interesting where they go with this, because it's a fascinating storyline. If you guys are not paying attention, the U.S. is really trying to strengthen our drone market here and domestically. And there's legislation, rules, things going on, blocking of some new DJI drones coming into the country. Existing are fine, but it's a wild adventure right now. Unfortunately, there's no really U.S. That drone company that really can compete. I know Autel has some cool stuff out there. There's some others, some custom stuff that are made. But in a growing industry right now, DJI is still top notch, and I think they're starting to realize how to compete even better in the American market, when the American market, or at least the lawmakers in the American market, are trying to push them out. So enough of me talking here. I just want to walk through a couple of the pictures on the screen. So this is just a general, some pictures here or this is actually screenshots, I'm sorry, of DroneDeploy. I'll make sure to keep this anonymous, so where this is and who this is, and go through this quickly here. But they gave me just a regular crosshatch type of mission with a perimeter kind of facade capture, right? So you can get a really three-dimensional look at this building here, this facility. Took me probably about 15-20 minutes to run, 230 images I was able to capture. It's like 5 acres of land. There you go, 14 minutes is the capture was on here. And then just some general other just captures here of the building and the facility and everything. So what I got back was interesting on the process side for DroneDeploy. I was not completely impressed. There may be some more Gaussian functionality in DroneDeploy. Please let me know if there is. But from a sheer processing on the surface of the DJI Terra software and everything they have in there is better. Even some of the actual facade capture on here wasn't that great. Even some of the back here, you'll see when I compare it to the actual DJI tool, it's okay. It's not the best. So I'm going to switch over here to Terra here in 1 second. All right, we're looking at DJI Terra now. So I ran 2 processes in here. One that was actually the DroneDeploy, which I just showed. So I actually, I'll show you DJI first, right? So I made my own flight path. I was like, okay, I'll just try to replicate what I got in DroneDeploy. So without showing, and I'll show you the camera angles here. Actually, I'll just jump in the project because that probably makes it a lot easier. So 253 photos here I did. You can see just a general capture, no crosshatch, nothing fancy here that I have, right? Overview of this. And I also did some capture around the perimeter at about 50 to 75 feet to get the facade. So several pictures you can see here on the outline, whatever. Both DroneDeploy and my capture were done at 150 feet above the ground. DJI, I use the Smart Oblique function to give those 3 quick shots to be able to give that better 3-dimensional detail to be able to use through the processing, whatever. So kind of a simpler route. This only took me 5 minutes to run, whatever, to take all of these pictures. And it went off pretty much without a hitch. And the detail I have on here is pretty solid. Apologize for all the noise. I haven't cleaned this up yet. But even just looking at that same wall, the processing on here is just so much cleaner. And I was really impressed with the processing on this DJI Terra product. So kudos to them. This is not the Gaussian splatting, which is also part of their larger offering here for their tool. A little bit of noise here, low, whatever, but really, really good. I was very, very much impressed with what I was able to collect here from the DJI side of things, right? So let's go out to the actual DroneDeploy. So what I use is the same software, but I use the DroneDeploy's capture photos, right? So that's a different workflow that I showed a couple minutes ago, right? And what I noticed is like, even here you're gonna see it's much cleaner because oh, there's no noise, it's all cleaned up already, part of the workflow, but the capture is amazing. It's just as good. So from a processing standpoint, and I don't know what, from a DroneDeploy standpoint, and those that work with it can probably establish or elaborate a little bit more, but from ease of work and ready to go product for a customer right away, this stuff is great from DJI Terra. I was pretty impressed by doing the comparison here. So I just wanted to share that with you. I thought that was an interesting takeaway from a comparison standpoint. Now, what I want to get into now is the DJI Reality Capture, or Reality software. So they just released this in April. It's kind of like the reality capture, I guess you could say, what you're able to do with it. But it's kind of their rebuttal to what DroneDeploy and some other companies here in the US are doing. They created a free software that anybody can download and view these files very easily and have most of the functionality that you have in the actual subscribed Terra product. Aside from the measurements and some of the, I don't think there might be, I haven't dug into it that much, but aside from some of the, cross pattern, some of the cool stuff in area, being able to collect or measure points, see actual slope and things like that. And I don't think you can do that within, I haven't gotten that far yet, quite into the DJI Reality software yet, but you can do most of everything else, and you can even create videos, right, with frame by frame shots and edit them within the software, kind of like reality capture and some of the other softwares out there that I've used. So I'm going to switch over to that real quick. We're actually, and to be able to get to this right now is you need to actually download a separate software. There's a DJI Modify as well, which is kind of how I would do my cleanup here on the actual, which I haven't done yet. And we'll keep this in DJI. Oh my God, this is so ridiculous. Okay, so I would do my cleanup here and get rid of a lot of the other noise here. In addition, there is, where's my settings on here? Oh, I don't have that in here. Never mind. Okay. Well, there's some other cleanup here too, even identifying items as ground points and structures and plants and everything. So I'll get to that. I'll show you kind of what that's about. But to be able to get to the DJI Reality from your software is just clicking onto here, right? So we're gonna go to View 3D Mesh Model first. All right, so this is the Reality software, right? So freeware out there that you can download, and as long as you have a project that's been processed through Terra, right, with DJI drone, and I use the 4E Matrice. There's a whole suite of other drones, more expensive ones as well, that can do a variety of different services and things like that. You can be able to go in here and share this with a customer pretty easily. The controls are a little bit different, so it's taking me a little bit of time to get used to whatever. But this is functionality that is not limited to you, right? So somewhat similar to DroneDeploy, right? You have some other fun things on here is deploying some of the wireframe functionality on here, which is pretty cool. I like this. You can switch between perspective and ortho projection. You can even, from here, if you want to make this the background color, and I haven't cleaned this up, right? Let's say you want to make it white. I believe there's a skies section as well. Yeah, that's what we want, sky. So if you make this like, if I clean this up here and you want this to be a beautiful sky on the back of it. Okay, there's some other, this is, dusk, cloudy, nighttime. Very cool. We're just gonna go with black right now because it's a little bit easier. The rest is kind of throwing me off. But it has this little cube here that you can rotate and you can zoom in with your mouse. There's a couple different ways to, you can also hold in the click wheel of your mouse to turn, right? And drag around just like any other three-dimensional or 3D viewers that you have, but it's really awesome, really cool stuff. You can animate, like I said, on this as well. Here's just the auto rotate function on here. Let's see if I can figure this out and go to the, yeah, there we go. So this is the actual route roaming. So you can create videos here. You can see here, here's our export, our 30 FPS, 16 by 9 frame with 1080p. Looks like you can go up to 4K or 2K, 2.7, I would assume, on here as well, right? And edit your own video in here and process it, which is kind of nice. Most of the softwares today have that kind of functionality, right? So glad that DJI is doing that as well. But the more they're doing this kind of stuff, the more they're evolving their product to compete with the DroneDeploys. I'm interested to see where they go next. The price point's a little bit better, although if you get the entire suite, it's not the professional grade of this as well, especially if you're doing more LiDAR work and deeper defining characteristics on objects and using some of the AI and things like that within the program. It gets a little bit more expensive, but they're starting to compete and starting to change their model, at least this is what I'm seeing. So really, really cool. I just want to now go to, this is gonna take me a second. Let's see if I can create a second DJI Reality. We're living in the multiverse of DJI right now. So back before when I showed, it gave you the option to do the point cloud as well. So, and I've only viewed this through jumping in. Is this showing up on my screen? I know I need to adjust this. Okay, hold on 1 second here, make sure everything's in here. All right, there you go. Now you can see everything. So this is now the point cloud edition of this. So you have a bunch of different options on here. You can scale your point cloud size larger or smaller. Really blocky. I think this set is the second from the bottom is what they keep it at. You can look at class. So on my cleanup here, looks like the building was not. It's showing some of this as actually not structure, but a ground point and everything. So I would be able to clean that up with my model. But the rest of it's showing the building, showing cars, showing things that are not the ground, right? On here as well, and we're able to filter that out, I believe. You have your general elevation views as well, so that's on the customer side too, the viewer. Very cool. We'll go back to the RGB. And still haven't gone too far into this. Looks like the rest of this is all the same. The options you have, But anyways, really, really interesting. I don't know what these are. These are, I need to get a little bit farther into what these options are. Not quite sure. But anyways, I'm pretty impressed, the evolution. I don't know a lot of people know about this part of the Terra software, or the DJI Terra kind of universe of products that they're building around their enterprise drones, but this is really helpful to me. It's really helpful to a customer. It's really helpful to, if you have this software, to be able to go and build a better workflow to share your work with the customer, right? Some of the stuff I did custom was, more video editing on my side and showing some things that I was able to not share directly with the customer, which DroneDeploy is great for, but this is a huge step forward for DJI, and I'm interested to see where else they go with this. So if you haven't tried this yet, like I said, free software. If you are working with somebody who is creating models, 2-dimensional or 3-dimensional models for you with a DJI product, this is something that you can download onto your computer, onto your Windows machine, and be able to utilize those files with. Obviously, there's a lot of other programs out there and things that I feel like I see a new one every single day that you can go and play with and everything. So there's a lot of options. I always like to keep it with the tool that I'm using because it seems everything is a little more integrated. You're not hopping around. You don't need to worry about version updates, because when there's an update to their universe, I guess I'll say, I don't know if that's the right word to describe this, it's kind of updated throughout, and there's less seams, and it's a little bit more smooth transition usability of the product. So I'm gonna keep going with this. Unfortunately, like the U.S. is really, even from state jobs, government jobs, things that you can do out there, and really lucrative paying for drone pilots out there, they're starting to shy away from using any DJI product. But I don't see a replacement that is as good. But there's some American companies right now that's really creating an opportunity. So hopefully we can, as I stare at this American flag on my background of my machine that you guys can't see, and I'll put my hand on my heart. Some American companies that are doing better, and hopefully we see something in the next 18, 24 months that kind of moves the needle. But yeah, DJI is great stuff. They're industry standard. They're the best at what they do, and I trust their products 100%. So that's my walkthrough today. If you guys have any questions or comments, just let me know. And once again, appreciate it. And until next time, bye.